It's the Latinos Out Loud podcast. Latinos. Yeah, that's what this is. Latinos Out Loud.
Yo, hello, helleros, what's good? Yeah, you see the sign behind me, made in New York. I'm made in New York. We from New York. This is so exciting. I'll tell you all about where I am in just a second. First of all, welcome back. It's another episode of Latinos Out Loud. LOL, if you like acronyms the way I do. I love grammar. I'm obsessed. Shout out to the New York Times puzzles that we do all the time. It's so exciting. I love grammar. Okay, so I have a very special guest here with me today. He's a two-timer. Yeah, a two-timer of the Latinos Out Loud podcast. The last time my special guest was on this show was back in 2018. Yeah, so much has happened since then. I had a freaking another kid. Yeah, it's so crazy. But I'm so excited to talk to him about his growth, the evolution of his career, and I'd like to read a little bit about that right now. So some of my guests' wins include the landmark Freelance Isn't Free Act, the first law of its kind to protect us freelancers from non-payment. Very important. He led the repeal of New York City's archaic no dancing cabaret law while establishing the Office of Nightlife. Shout out to Jeff Garcia, who's a former guest of the Latinos Out Loud podcast. What up, Jeff? Dominicano. Okay, moving on. So yeah, he created the office. In recognition of that leadership that I just mentioned, Time Out New York named him a New Yorker of the Year. That's right. He's still a New Yorker, but now he's the commissioner for the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment. Please put your lighters up for my friend, Commissioner Rafael Espinal. Hi.
What's up? That was good. I also want to add, I was actually honored alongside Kid Meadow.
Oh, really?
On that New Yorker of the Year magazine. Yeah,
Love that.
Yeah,
I mean, Meryl's been a guest on this show numerous times. Shout out to the kid Meryl, who's now on Hot 97.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is so great.
Yeah, really cool.
It's so nice to see the growth. So I just want to start off by saying congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a ride for sure.
I want to hear all about this journey. The last time you were on the show, you were a city councilman.
Yeah.
Representing for Brooklyn, East New York. And then you went to be the executive director of the Freelancers Union. So I just want to say thank you for all the work that you did for us freelancers, because that's incredible. And then from there, you are now the commissioner, working for the mayor, appointed by Mayor Mamdani in January of this year. So felicidades.
Muchas gracias.
I don't know what to call you. Like, you're my friend, but do I say commissioner, commish?
Commish sounds pretty cool. I
Commish?
think that works, yeah.
Is that what people call you around here? Commish? Do I have to like a salute?
Depends what
Is there
neighborhood I'm in.
Ay, Dios mío, felicidades.
Gracias.
Tell me about this journey. What made you make the leap from the Freelancers Union to now heading up this office of media and entertainment? This is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a leap, but more of like when I look back, it was like the dots just connecting along through everything that I was really passionate about from the beginning. You know, I went to school for film and media. I wanted to grow up and become a filmmaker here in the city of New York.
Yeah.
But I think like a lot of other Dominicans or people of color who live in the edges of the city, like finding your way from your neighborhood into the behind of a movie set kind of looks impossible. So I decided to get involved in politics as a way to make some money and hopefully find that way. But while I was working in politics is where I learned that a lot of the issues and a lot of disparities that we see in our neighborhoods actually can be changed and can be impacted by the work of whoever is elected. Right. So I decided to run for office. And while I was in office, while I was addressing the needs of my community at the time, building schools, fixing the parks, making sure we were creating more jobs, I always kept thinking in the back of my mind, how do I support the creative economy, the creative workforce? How do I create more pipelines so that that next kid or the next generation growing up in the city can find their way into the industry the way I wasn't able to, right? Yeah. I worked on laws like the Freelance Isn't Free Act to make sure that creators were getting paid on time. I thought about the creative workers working in the night, right? The dancers, the photographers, the videographers, the musicians, and created the Office of Nightlife. And then an opportunity came to lead the Freelancers Union. And it was just a natural next step for me of like, all right, how do I take my passion in helping and supporting people and now be more laser focused on one issue, which is the creative workforce, which is the freelance community. And then of course that, 6 years there, global pandemic.
Wow.
people not getting paid, people not being able to access jobs because of the governmental shutdowns. Was able to navigate those challenges.
You took the gig like 2 weeks before the shutdown.
2 weeks before the shutdown.
Ay,
Yeah,
ay, ay,
yeah.
ay,
It was
ay.
like, we Dominicans love drama. If things
We
get
are
too
such-
quiet, we start looking for problems.
We
wherever
create
it is.
telenovelas in our lives.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. Ay, me fallaste. Like,
Why
that's
are
just
things
our-
so quiet? Where can I be to like cause some trouble?
Cause some trouble.
Good
yeah.
trouble. Good
The-
trouble.
So funny.
So and I was doing that for 6 years, and back in my mind, I always had a lot of respect for the mayor's office of media and entertainment. They were great partners when I was at the Freelancers Union, and when I was at the city council. They this office housed the Office of Nightlife that I helped create. This office helped fund the Freelancers Union in creating a Freelancers Hub, which is a free co-working space that exists right now in Industry City. And then the right mayor got elected, someone who I was very excited to support and potentially, obviously, serve with and serve for here under his leadership with this office. So,
That's incredible.
stars aligned. I'm working for one of the greatest mayors I think the city has had, in one of the greatest offices the city has. So
It's incredible.
I can't ask for more.
And shout out to Julie Menon, your
Yeah,
predecessor.
That's right.
Room 28 comedy and like the Hilarious Show, we would always check out the resources available. And we know people that have been through the programs here. I have to shout out someone who's very special to this podcast, which is Jenny Jen. Shout out to Genesis Rodriguez, who came up through the Made in New York PA program. And she's working, she's hustling, she's out there making money and doing what she wants. She's also a Brooklyn College graduate, so I have a very soft place in my heart for CUNY as I
love
work
that.
there.
I
And
love
I know
that.
you went to CUNY.
Yeah, I did. I went to Queens College.
Aye.
But I think you shouting out Jenny just kind of shows like the impact that this office can have, right? You have someone who grew up in the city, went to CUNY like myself, but was able to find the resources this office had to then put her on a production track to find work in productions, right? And I've seen that same story for myself. Like I was out hanging out with a photographer who actually went to the same high school, the same junior high school that I did. And he told me he went through this program here, and now he's at SNL working
Look at that.
behind the scenes. So to be able to be here and be able to continue that work, expand that work, it's really my goal.
I love that. Speaking of your goal, I would love to know more about your day-to-day. Like, what are your objectives here as the commish of the Office of Media and Entertainment? Like, what are some of the vision that you have for growth for this entity?
We're focused on expansion and accessibility of our resources and our programs, and also all of the great creative entertainment the city has to offer, right? How do we ensure that every New Yorker, no matter which neighborhood you're in, can have access to what the city provides and produces all the time, right? So we're looking, one of the first things I did when I came on here was work with this movie theater alliance, and we created Cinema Week, and we were able to provide, free tickets to New Yorkers who wanted
CUNY
to,
students,
and
right?
CUNY students as well, who wanted to go to the theaters and be able to watch a movie. We have a lot of respect for our movie theaters. I don't think they get enough credit as being art institutions, right? They're the spaces that put the visual arts on the screen and also help create community, right? I think as a young person, I always look forward to that Friday, Saturday night to go to the movies. But today, unfortunately, it's super expensive. You buy your ticket, you buy your popcorn, you buy your soda. Maybe you're bringing your family, maybe you're bringing a date, and you're like over $100 on one night. So we thought it was a great way to increase that access, support the community theaters, support the art of cinema, and support the families that wanted to go out and experience what the city had to offer.
And I think it's a crucial time too, because we're seeing movie theaters die, and I think it's like we have to keep this alive.
Yeah.
There is nothing like watching a film among community.
Mm-hmm. There are small businesses as well. They contribute to the culture the city has to offer.
Yeah.
We just want to continue looking at how do we expand and create more programs like that. But of course, I'm working under our new deputy mayor, Julie Sue, who's laser focused on supporting the workforce in the city of New York. So as we mentioned, there's great programs like the Made in New York PA training program. How do we continue supporting and expanding those programs so that any New Yorker that wants to chase their plan A can find that pipeline to be able to access the careers the city has to offer. So we're also very focused on creating stronger workforce training programs to expand those opportunities here.
Well, speaking of expanding and flooding the pipeline, you have a really exciting program that you're working on. This is the Moonshot pilot program, which is active right now. So can you tell the LOLeros a little bit more about that program? Everybody pay attention. Start taking notes. Old school with a pen, a chisel on a rock, or your phone. I'm serious. Okay. So tell us more about the Moonshot pilot program.
Well, if you ever dreamt of writing a telenovela and wish you could get it right into the front to the right people, it's a great program is women-led, and it was created in order to create a pipeline for female writers to be able to get their TV pilots in front of studio heads. We worked with them to ensure that one of the folks who get that opportunity are from right here in the city of New York. So we funded an opportunity to get a New York City writing fellow to be able to pitch their TV pilot to the big studios, right?
Big studios.
We want to
Netflix,
see
Hulu, HBO, like they're all on this list.
all of those names. We want to see a New York City-led story be able to make it to the screen, because we also see the value not only in supporting that of individual artists, but if we do support that individual artist, that creates hundreds of jobs in the city of New York if their TV show is able to make it on the screen. Right? We're talking about PAs, gaffers, sound technicians, cinematographers,
hair and makeup,
right?
There's so
Wardrobe.
many Latinas in hair and makeup.
Absolutely.
I see them on set all the time, and I
Set
love it because they
design.
know how to do my hair.
So it's it's one of those things that keep on giving, and we want to ensure that we're just creating more of those opportunities and be able to invest in homegrown talent.
Yeah, so people have until May 27th. We will include the link to this program so that you can apply in the show notes. I'll put it up on the socials, but at the very least, go to the office.
Mayor's office?
The Mayor's Office
Media and Entertainment.
I see the MOME acronym in my head, and I just couldn't get the words out, so thanks, Commish. But head to that website, and you'll be able to see some more information on this amazing opportunity. So there's another opportunity that I want to talk about. So now gamers here in New York City have a chance to compete, be among their kind, go build a mine in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And so tell me about this upcoming video game festival at Brookfield Place.
Yeah. So every year we actually have this thing called the Minecraft Battle of the Boroughs, where schools across the city are able to battle each other, and then they're judged by what amazing creation they're able to create in their Minecraft world. And we choose about each one school in each borough to come head to head at our video game festival, which is happening May 9th.
Yeah.
May 9th. And beyond that, while they battle there, we also create an overall interactive space where we're providing video games, prizes, access to video game developers, with the goal of being able to showcase the talent that our city has to offer in our young students, but also expose them to the industry, and also signal to the industry that we're serious about cultivating a strong video game workforce in the city of New York. A lot of these industries currently live in California, but New York City has a lot to offer. We're seeing huge growth, especially among indie game developers. So how do we attract the bigger developers to come into our city so that we can expand the access to those in our city who are very interested in not just playing the games, but also helping develop and create those games?
Commissioner Espinal, this is amazing. As a mother of two young boys who are playing the video games, I'm also seeing their school integrate the education behind video games with coding classes. And just yesterday, I registered my son, who's going into middle school next year, for a game coding elective.
Oh, such a good mom. My mom used to hide my Nintendo when I was growing up. She was still like, you're playing too many games.
I mean, don't get it twisted. When they act up, mama takes it away and I'm on the PlayStation explain my damn self, okay? Pero, no, I just love that it's going beyond just the entertainment aspect of video gaming, that we're actually instilling an education in this youth that you too can get a career in something that you love. So that collision is really hard to find sometimes. We usually have to create it ourselves.
Yeah.
I remember coming out of Brooklyn College, I wanted to have a career that was this beautiful fusion of my love for being Latina and my love for business and media. And I had to create it myself. That path didn't exist for me. So I'm out there with a hard hat and like a freaking axe doing it myself. But now we're making it a little bit easier, which is what we always want, right, for the next generation.
And, you know, coming from an immigrant family, you're not, or at least our parents are not really exposed to these opportunities, and they don't really understand that there are career pathways in those spaces. So, you know, I think we as an agency, as a city, and under this administration, want to play a bigger role to show that, you know, New York City has these opportunities, that if you want to create, that there's a place for you to be able to do that.
Yeah. So let's just give everybody the link to that. So if you want to get more information on the gaming festival, I'll also include the link in the notes. It's on nyc.gov as well. So go check it out. And that's coming up on May 9th. So I'll see you guys there. I may dress up as my favorite video game character. Maybe
Who's
I'll
that?
be Princess Peach.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you a gamer?
Classic. I was, yes.
Wait, you retired?
I kind of retired a little bit.
Okay.
I don't have the time. It's hard to find the time.
Yeah.
And when I do have free time, I love watching movies. So that's like I've shifted.
Of course you do. And you're a filmmaker yourself.
But you know, I do love video games that are very cinematic. You know, the last game I played and I really enjoyed was The Last of Us, which they made it into an HBO TV show.
Yes.
In the past 2 years.
I'm very familiar.
Yeah. So if you play the game, it's like it really like takes your breath away.
Okay, I've seen the show.
Uh-huh.
But let me just say, I started to gain interest in the show from the video game.
There you go. Okay.
But I couldn't do more of the video game because it scared me.
Scary.
Okay.
It's scary, yeah.
I am confessing right here on the Latinos Out Loud podcast in front of all you guys. Like, it really scared me.
Yeah.
The opening scene, I was like, okay, she dies.
That's right.
I can't do this. I can't
It's
do
intense.
this.
You know, it feels like you're watching a movie.
Yeah, and shout out to Eddie who put me on to The Last of Us. But yeah, I may dabble in the video game again now that I've seen the show and I know what to expect, and I won't be like, because
that's right. You saw the show already. It's like reading the book before you watch the movie.
Yeah. Isn't that so incredible now that there is, speaking of this pipeline from like video game to series.
Yeah.
I mean, we're also seeing it in the podcast space as well, where many of these podcasts are now creating this like, you know, the next level, no pun intended, of that is a show or a series.
Yeah.
So anybody out there watching Latinos Out Loud, we're ready. We're ready to fill your pipeline. So speaking of the office, the agency, I know you guys do a ton, including permitting.
Yeah.
So whenever there's a production happening here, TV or film, they go through this office to get their New York City permits. So one of the questions I have, if we can just bring everybody under the Made in New York tent real quick, what does that process look like? Like, how far in advance does a show producer have to submit their application for a permit? And like, what are the things that this office looks at to grant the permit?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, and just because that is one of the main functions of this office. We were founded about 60 years ago under a mayor named Lindsay back then, and he had a strong vision of making sure that New York City becomes a film production hub. That productions were taking New York City as a serious place to shoot, and that the city was playing a role in making sure that we were making it as easy as possible for films and TV shows to be made here, and it was successful, right? This office lives on. And what we pride ourselves in is that we are a one-stop shop for all productions, whether you're Disney or Netflix shooting a big blockbuster, or you're an indie filmmaker just coming out of college. We treat everyone with the same amount of attention and ensure that we're able to walk them through the process and be able to bring their visions to life. So depending on how big your production is, right? If you come to us the day before and want to shut down the Manhattan Bridge, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Right? Come to us months before with your plans in detail and what you're trying to accomplish, and we can make that happen. But if you're someone who's starting out, has a small indie film and is just looking to close a street or a sidewalk, you can come to us, 3 or 4 days in advance. We're able to make that happen for you. And there, I know the city is notorious for being a place that maybe enforces rules, and you're concerned they might tell you no and what you're trying to create. But I promise you, this office is really, its end goal is to ensure that whatever vision you have, we can help you make that happen.
That's incredible.
So we try to turn around your permitting application as soon as possible. So we encourage you to go on our site. Not every production needs a permit. We also helped simplify the process. So if you're someone who's out with a camera and one tripod and a small tiny crew, you're able just to come to our site and get a letter that kind of supports your production happening in our streets, as opposed to going through the whole full permitting process.
What a resource. That is fantastic. And I don't know if you guys are nerds like me, but whenever I see a Made in New York production, I always ask like the PA, like, hey, what are you guys shooting? Because they shut down the block sometimes. They shut down parking. You see the big, trailers, and the actors are inside. And it's just so great to be in this city and to see that film and TV production is thriving. Because how often do we see like something in a movie that's supposed to be New York, and then if you're like me, you wait till the credits run and you see it was shot in Canada. And like, no offense to Canada, but like New York is so authentic, and we New Yorkers know when it's not.
You can't fake it. You can't fake it.
You cannot fake it. Not so the New Yorker.
It's an easy way to lose your New York audience, right? It's like you watch a show and you're like, that's not New York City. That ain't Brooklyn.
That's not New York. You know what I'm saying? That's not Grand Central.
Right.
That's a fake clock right there. Like, we know the clocks at Grand Central, people. So this office is in place to advocate for this, right?
Absolutely.
Shoot in New York.
Come to us. Don't be afraid. Ask how you can get that permit.
Right.
We're here to walk you through that process.
Right. Okay, so speaking of our stomping grounds being CUNY, I teach at CUNY Brooklyn College, and two of my students submitted some really good questions for you.
Yeah.
So if I may, I'd love to ask you questions submitted by my students. Okay, so you're a CUNY graduate. Wepa CUNY, okay? I'm also a CUNY graduate and now teaching my students. So here's a question from one of my students. Were there any CUNY programs that you took advantage of that helped you in your career?
That's a very good question. I went to school directly, like wanting to get a major in film and media studies. And I remember a year in, I became really impatient because I found myself taking anthropology, English, math, and I'm like, I don't need all these other classes to like get to where I'm trying to get to, right? And I remember walking into my dean's office and asking him, do you know how can I apply to I believe it was the Film Institute that was in Union Square. I'm looking to drop out of CUNY and like, because I don't feel like I need all these other classes. And he's like, you know what? Let me try to convince you on why you should continue on your 4-year degree and potentially look at other classes as an asset to what you're trying to do. I'm like, why is that? And he goes, every filmmaker has to understand how to tell a story. Yes. And in order to understand how to tell a story, you should understand how stories are written. Yeah. So that's why the English class is important for you. Every story needs experience. The college experience is important for you to be able to tell good, impactful stories. And he convinced me from dropping out. And I would say that I was able to trust the process, right? Yeah. And see every class as an asset. So while I was laser focused on learning the technical skills of making a film, shooting on actual 60mm film to shooting on digital to editing, I was also taking those other electives like English, creative writing, and the creative writing degree is actually what got me here to where I am today, right? If I didn't graduate with a strong writing degree, I wouldn't have gotten my first job in politics writing for a politician. Right? And if I didn't write for that politician, I wouldn't have ran for office. I wouldn't have led the freelancers union, and now I wouldn't be here at the mayor's office of community entertainment. So I would say every class you take is important because while you might not see the value at that moment, it might actually be the crutch you need to get you ahead.
I felt the same way because at Brooklyn College, we had to take all these core classes. I'm like, why am I taking appreciation for classical music? Why am I taking physics? But okay, not only are some of these facts that I've absorbed like good conversation starters, and I do really good on Jeopardy, like when I watch it from home, but it also does help in my storytelling.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And my writing.
Now you reminded me, I did take marketing as well. And I learned marketing, right? The strategies that huge companies like Mercedes-Benz or other ad companies would do to be able to sell to consumers or to be able to convince you on why their product's the best, and like
Yeah.
all of those skills from marketing to creative writing, like all serve you in trying to tell the most impactful story.
Well, okay, I have another quick question from a student, and then we're going to get to a lightning round.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, I've got questions for the commish. I am
That
so
wasn't on my
excited.
notes.
I know, he doesn't know these questions. I love lightning rounds. Okay, I am meant to be a game show host, so anybody out there looking for a crazy Dominican Latina that needs to, that wants to, just hire me, okay? I'd be a great game show host. And I've been on 2 game shows, just so you know. I've been on the Newlywed Game and The Price is Right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. It's not about me, it's about you. So here's another student question that was submitted. There are a lot of movies and TV shows that are set in New York City, but not filmed in New York City. So what is your office doing? Are there any incentives that you'd like to talk about to increase interest for more TV and film production in New York City?
Yeah, so that's really one of our goals here is how do we increase the amount of production here by attracting those productions who are choosing places like Toronto or the UK or Vancouver to like use as a backdrop as New York to come and film in New York.
Yeah.
And I think one way we are focused on doing that is by making the permitting process even easier, right? I'm not gonna lie, like even though we're here with the white gloves on, making sure that we can help bring your vision to life, there's still many rules and regulations that make it difficult, right, for some of these productions to come to fruition. So we're coming in, working to cut the red tape, making sure that any production that comes here has a very frictionless experience and there's a very frictionless process put in place, so that when productions look at New York, they can say New York City is the easiest place to shoot and create in the country. And once we're able to accomplish that, I think we'll be able to attract those folks from those parts of the world to come here and shoot in the city.
Yeah, we love to see it. All right, are you ready for this lightning round?
Sure.
Okay, so I've got some fun questions here, and let's have some fun.
All
here.
right.
Okay, can we get like a lightning thunder sound or something? Okay, there it is. All right, here we go. So, Commissioner Rafael Espinal, you mentioned it before. Favorite video game? Last of Us?
Yeah, The Last of Us, I would say. No, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
The gamers know.
Okay, shout out to the gamers. All right, next question. Mets or Yankees?
Yankees.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
You know,
Love
it's
you.
a grittier team, you know?
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
New York. Strong.
Love it. Okay, New York bagel or bacon, egg, and cheese?
Damn, that's a hard one.
I know.
Because sometimes I have a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel.
Ooh.
So if you haven't done that, you should go do that.
All right, we'll accept that answer.
Okay.
We'll accept that. I like that. Okay, what's your go-to movie snack?
Just straight up popcorn.
All right.
Yeah, with a lot of butter though. Yeah, it has to have a lot of butter. Otherwise, it's dry. You know, we like our sazon. Want to make sure.
I know. Do you put adobo on your popcorn
if
too?
I had it,
or-
I probably would.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
You know, let's do
I
that.
have never thought of putting adobo on popcorn, pero okay. Stay tuned. Okay, what TV series are you into right now?
Right now, that I look forward to the most,
Are you binging anything?
I'm really big into The Bear.
The
I think it's one of the
Bear.
best shows I've seen in my entire life. Top five.
Yes. Liza Colon Zayas.
Oh yeah, she's great. She's
Yeah,
great.
she's one of us.
Yeah, exactly. From the
Out
Bronx,
there,
right?
yeah.
Puerto Rican.
That's it.
But it has that intensity that I like, and I think it's that intensity that that I bring to my job every single day, right? Making sure you're doing the best you can,
Yeah.
and you're serving the best you can to the public. Yeah.
Okay, The Bear. That's a good one. Okay, best advice for a New York City freelancer.
Have a contract. I
I
don't care if they're your friend or your business partner or your mom. Like, make sure there's something in writing
Yeah.
to what you agreed to. And like in New York, you know, the law that we've created, it's as simple as a text message outlining the amount of work you're going to
No me
do.
diga.
Yeah,
It's
and
binding.
it's
If
binding. A text message, an email, a note on a piece of paper between you and the client. Saying how much you're gonna get paid and what the work is, that's enough to protect you in court.
Okay, love that. That's
Yeah.
really good. Okay, just last few. Maduros or tostones?
Maduros.
All right. Yeah, me too. And my last one. What's your favorite thing about your job?
My favorite thing about my job
Favorite part of your job?
is that I get to think about and actually do things that makes it easier for people to create in the city of New York. Like, I'm really excited that I'm able to come in and think about how do we create new grants or programs that are going to allow young filmmakers to make their first short film, right? So, like, to be able to come in with that thinking every day, it's a blessing.
I love
It's
that so
great.
much. That's so great. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And your service to New York City.
I appreciate
and
it.
everything that you're doing for our friends.
It's great seeing you again.
It's so good to
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
again. It's been so long. So let's not let this much time pass again, please.
Looking forward to it.
I'm definitely going to go on the website some more because as I was doing my research for this interview, I was blown away.
Oh, nice.
Just how many offerings. And I want to tell my students about more of these exciting programs and ways to advance their careers. So thanks for all that you do. Shout out to your office and everybody working here. We ran into some familiar faces before. And LOLeros, this has been another episode of Latinos Out Loud. Be sure to follow Commissioner Rafael Espinal on Instagram. He's very active on the socials, always posting fun stuff. And of course, you can follow me at Rachel La Loca and follow the show at We Are Latinos Out Loud. You can give us a call. 978 Latinos is the number. And be sure to catch us on the tube of you. That's right, we're on YouTube. New announcements coming soon. Got a lot going on with this show. Stay tuned. Shout out to Ramon and Eddie behind the scenes. Shout out to everybody here, Patty and Joanna, for showing us love. And thanks to you, the listeners, the viewers, the supporters. On that note, we out.
The Latinos Out Loud podcast.